Now he almost did panic. One could come right up beneath them and turn the dory over as easily as a pine chip, and he would be floating in the sea, holding on to the upturned dory, holding on to Lizzie, who he was sure could not hold on by herself. That is, he would be holding on to her if he could find her after they capsized. But though the dory rocked back and forth with the swell of them, the whales never came so close that the boat might capsize. Turner heard them ripping the surface all around him and felt the diamond spray trickle down on him in the moonlight like a benediction. He knew he was in the middle of something much larger than himself, and not just larger in size. It was like being in the middle of a swirling universe that could swamp him in a moment but had no desire to. He might put out his hand into the maelstrom and become a part of it. But he didn't put his hand out yet, because as he watched, a whale 5 times as long as the dory surfaced and rode quietly alongside him in the smooth swells. Turner could not breathe. The whale flipped its tail up a bit and began to roll from side to side, a great gargantuan roll like the roll of the globe, side to side, until it could slap the swells with the length of its flippers, gleaming silver white in the moonlight. Turner held on to the sides of the dory and rolled side to side with it, with this great vastness that had swum past the mountains and valleys of the sea. Together they rocked, and Turner wished that the rocking would never stop, that there would always be this moonlit moment. But slowly the whale did stop rocking, and the seas calmed and the rhythm of the swells took hold again. Quietly, more afraid than not, Turner slipped the oars into the water, and with gentle strokes, keeping the oars beneath the surface all the time, he eased the dory forward, hoping that the whale would wait on the surface. It did. And so Turner reached the whale's eye, and they looked at each other. They looked at each other a long time, 2 souls rolling on the sea under the silvery moon, peering into each other's eyes. Turner wished, with a desire greater than anything he had ever desired, that he might understand what it was in the eye of the whale that shivered his soul. He stretched his hand out across the side of the dory and reached over as far as he could without tipping the boat. But the whale kept a space of dark water between them, and they did not touch. Then slowly the whale sank, the water closing quietly along its black and white back. And the whales were gone. "Lizzie," whispered Turner. There was no answer. He reached back and shook her leg, then her shoulders. Finally, he scooped up water and splashed it into her face, since salt water will do for everything. "Lizzie, you've got to open your eyes." "They're open," she said. "You splashed me." "Lizzie, there were whales." She didn't answer. "Lizzie, whales." "You touch one?" "Tried." She took a deep breath. "They only let you touch them if you understand what they're saying." "What do they say?" "You'll know when they let you touch them." "Home yet?" He set to rowing again. He did not know how long they had been with the whales, maybe a century or 2. But however long it was, he saw that the dory had not drifted out much from the shore lights, and that now, as he pulled steadily on the oars, the lights really were coming closer. Even though he was as hungry and thirsty as he had been before the whales, he was not at all tired. The pull of the water against his arms and back thrilled him as he felt the dory moving through the lowering swells, sent the bow cutting quickly and truly back up into the new meadows with the new tide. But the whales were gone.